What's going on, guys? This is Costi with Pick Dogs. I'm here with Jay Yang for another Yangle report for Tuesday, July 1st. We finally are in July. Here in the States, we're going to be having a big time holiday. Unfortunately, Jay's not going to be here to celebrate because he's across seas still. But Jay, welcome. How are you doing today?
Hi, Costi, how are you? Another day of the Yang angle. I think we are picking up some momentum for sure on my premium side. So let's try to bounce back on the Yang angle side of picks as well.
There you have it, guys. And before we get into the breakdown, we do a special here at Pick Dogs every single July. It's called Christmas in July. If you want to pick up the Yang Angle VIP, you will get a discount than the normal cost for the month. But it is for our bigger players. If you want information about it, my number is right on the screen. Text me, call me, we'll set something up. But let's get back to the prediction. Everybody wants to know what the Yang Angle is thinking about today. Now, you did tell me we're going to be doing the breakdown on the Baltimore Orioles, my team, versus the Texas Rangers, the other Jays team, Jay Briggs' team. Two of the better pitchers from the lineups. You have Morton, who all of a sudden went from the worst pitcher in the league to the best pitcher in the league in the second within basically the last 8 to 9 starts. And then you have DeGrom, who's always been a very good pitcher. The over under is 7, and you wanted to give an actual total on this game and strategy, correct?
Yes, so Baltimore versus Texas, Charlie Morton versus DeGrom. So I mean, we obviously have an ace, DeGrom at home, coming off a near no hitter versus the same Baltimore lineup. He's locked in my opinion, with the sub 2.20 ERA and elite whip and holding hitters under .200 in his last 5 starts. So Morton has been shaky, but he still eats innings, and Texas hasn't been lighting up. The scoreboard lately, they load the bases, but they fail to score runs. So this looks like another low scoring spot. So I'm backing under 7.0 runs here.
There you have it, guys. Listed pitchers Morton and DeGrom, and take the under 7 runs. Now, Morton is an interesting player because you rarely see a player that is that bad where you're almost saying, man, he's going to get sent to AAA any game now. They actually sent him to the bullpen. Then they sent it back to the starter. And when he went to the bullpen, I didn't think he was coming back. And now all of a sudden, when he's been sent back to the starter position, he's pitched phenomenal over this last month. Give me a little bit of a deeper dive. I know you do deeper dives on these pitchers, and I want to hear your thoughts about Morton.
Yeah, so I think Charlie Morton is the key for the underpick, the regression or getting better, or can we still trust him? So probably everyone is concerned about Morton, and I studied him. So he's a 41 years old. Still a starting pitcher, 9 years older than Degrom. He's 4-4-7, 5.63 ERA, 2 innings, 77 strikeouts, 1.57 WHIP. But if we look closely on his last 7 outings, he showed improvement. 2.80 ERA, 43 strikeouts over 35 innings. So, as you mentioned, he moved to bullpen after a brutal start, 0 to 6, 10 ERA, and he transitioned back. He's a sinker, ground ball arsenal. He has the World Series pedigree. He's an inning eater. He probably can pitch 6 innings. I think the ERA is misleading, but there's a risk of hard contacts. But versus Texas, I think he can handle it. So I think this game, if picked under, Charlie Morton is one we should study. I think we should focus later performance than earlier season disaster. So I hope. So that's the main reason I studied the Morton. That's the main reason that I picked under for my free pick. So hope my findings help your research as well. If you don't want to do it yourself, you have Jay Yang as your capper.
Well, there you have it, guys. The deeper dive on Morton. And look, I saw a comment the other day that said, why are we giving this much info? It's not necessary. Well, it's really not necessary. All you have to do is subscribe to our program. You don't have to worry about anything that we talk about. You could just purchase the good stuff. You purchase the games that Jay likes the most and bets the most, or you get something where it's the rated games and they're even bigger, and you get to know which game Jay wants to bet for 5 units down to 1 unit. I mean, this is what we provide. But for the people that are watching and are new and are intrigued about this, yes, we're going to give you a lot of content. We're going to give you a lot of research. And whether you stay or not, listen, we're just here to give you free winners. Nothing about this video series doesn't scream free to you because it is. It's free. So take the under in the game of the Baltimore Orioles against the Texas Rangers. Morton versus DeGrom. We'll be back here tomorrow, same time. And as always, follow Jay on Instagram. A lot of cool content, Jay. You might be a web designer at this point because it's
Yeah,
this cartoon stuff is phenomenal.
yeah,
I love it every
yeah.
time I see it.
Cartoon series, I think people love it, so I will continue to do it. And I started like the case style parlay. I think that's an
Is that
interesting.
real? I wanted to ask you about that. Is that a terminology that you guys use?
No, I just made it up. It's just
Oh,
Korean
really?
style, but the local practice of how they bet here is, the parlay. We don't have the single play market here, so that's an interesting thing to
Oh, so
know.
it's almost like Canada used to be. Canada was the same way, where the lottery, you could walk in where you buy a lottery ticket. In Canada, you could only bet parlays. They
Yeah,
still
it's
have
just
that.
yeah. I
It's
think I
called
think
Pro Line. Yeah.
that's pretty much similar to what the local practice is here. So, I'm receiving, not only my information, other local cappers information. So I'm combining that to give a free parlay picks on my Instagram. That would be beneficial for the viewers.
There you have it, guys. Again, if you want to purchase any of the products, the Jay's premium picks that are offered on pickdogs.com is in the description below. You could click the link, it takes you right to his daily, weekly, or monthly, or even seasonal purchase. If you want something bigger and you happen to be a player that could bet big, the YANGLE VIP is something that could definitely help us crush your books if you follow the whole process, not some of the games, not some of the units. It's got to be exclusive to what we do because we run this like trading stocks. Everything is dialed in with a fine tooth comb. So again, guys, everything long term. That's all that matters here. We're not
Yeah.
we're not fortune tellers and we're not genies. We can't predict outcomes every single day. But if you follow it long enough and you have a long term approach, you will be a winner, just like us. So with that being said, Jay, close us out.
Yeah, again, long term, everyone, not a day or two of big winning days. They don't decide winnings. The long term decides winnings. So have a winning day. Thanks.